But up next, as we conclude on the AM show, COPEC has been warning of likely diesel shortages on the market following maintenance works on the combined buoy moorings, which has affected cargo dislodgement for about a week. Let us hear from Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amwa, who now joins the conversation. Duncan, a very good morning to you. Thank you for joining.
Ben, good morning, and thanks for having me.
Great. So we've been hearing in recent days, I heard you yesterday talking about diesel shortages that may not be so big to be so much on a national scale, but why are we here?
Well, Ben, so Ghana currently operates what you will call the conventional buoy mooring or the combined, whichever, the multi-point, and that is where the cargoes or vessels that would need to berth and discharge fuel would have to be stationed at and discharge. We've had certain agreements or undertakings with Trafigura in the past,
right,
which allowed them some exclusivity in that enterprise. And so we've not been able to allow other operators or even the state itself to build another of the CBMs. And it's been the call of some industry person that we need a second or even a third CBM in order that we do not solely depend on, the single point entry CBM at the Tema Port Enclave. Unfortunately, that CBM has had to undergo some maintenance works for some 2-3 weeks now. And so what that meant is that the stock that has had to run in the system, the depot stocks that they had available, yesterday it was getting quite alarming when the drivers and those who actually go to cart fuel across the country had to stay home. Quite a good number of them, simply because they could not get the product to take around the country. So as I speak with you, the challenge out there at some pumps is that you might drive and simply not find diesel, and it was creating quite a bit of panic. So we had to delve in and ask questions. The answers we got was that the maintenance works that had to be carried out are done, and there are quite a number of vessels waiting to actually discharge products into the depots or into the country. And so it shouldn't be a source of panic. Everything will be restored before the weekend. But this is just to say to anybody that probably is finding a challenge assessing particularly cargo or diesel, that there was a challenge with the discharging point, and that has been almost fixed, and soon supplies could be restored to normalcy. Benjamin.
All right, so just to conclude, this is not a major situation. It will soon be rectified. And again, it is not going to affect diesel prices, is it?
Well, that will be another conversation, but this is something that we need to draw the attention of authorities to ensure that the country does not continue to depend on this single source SBM. It is quite not good enough. And for your petroleum security and any other thing, if the single source SBM has a challenge, that probably could go for longer than what we have just recently witnessed, then it means that there cannot be any fuel coming to the country except probably through our borders from other countries. That is not good enough, and whatever agreement that the AG would have to review in order to allow other private persons and the state itself to construct a second or a third, CBM, the better for the country. It's quite a dangerous situation where you have only a single source that allows product into the country. The problem has been rectified, but there's still even a bigger problem of still operating from a single source point where vessels can discharge products into the country. That would ought to be rectified sooner than later. Benjamin.
All right, so we need multiple source points, not just one. Thank you, Duncan, for joining us for this all-important conversation. And we'll keep our eyes on that situation to see how things pan out in the coming days, like you mentioned. But do have a good day.
Very well.
All right. And that is Duncan Amwa, executive at COPEC. Right before we go, we're going to take a bit of a break, but I thought I would sneak in this bit. Interestingly, going back in history, on this day, on the 27th of this month in 1972, we lost to cancer the Osajefo himself, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He died in Bucharest, Romania. On a day like this, and where we find ourselves as a country, important to remember our fallen heroes. We'll be right back after the break.